Oh, we'll let her rest today.
We're gonna let her rest? Friends and neighbors. And, we want to welcome you to the Gospel Bob Show. I'm Gospel Bob, and this is Reverend Jeff, and we'll talk about that a little bit later. We want to thank everybody for coming. How many of you, raise your hand, how many of you remember hearing the Gospel Bob Show on the radio? Okay, looks like it's just about unanimous. Gospel Bob Show actually was on the radio back in Pennsylvania when Jeff here was, he was in charge of the radio station at his college, and it was a 4-watt station. So like most of them are like 50,000 watts, but his was just 4. And I would make these tapes up of the Gospel Bob Show, and he would play them about 2 o'clock in the morning, probably when he was sure that nobody was listening. And the song we just played was called Turn Your Radio On, and that used to be Gospel Bob's theme song. Were here before. Do you remember what this means? Who can tell me what? Who? Huh? That means it's over. That song's over. That's just how we finished most of the song. And I'd like to introduce Jeff, my oldest son. And when I said Reverend Jeff, now we'll probably be joking, but this is a serious thing. He did get his license to be a minister. Oh, just a few weeks ago. So he will be available for weddings and the like. And over here is Jessica, Jeff's wife, our daughter-in-law, who will one day become a minister as well. So we'll have 2 ministers in our family. And I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, well, Gospel Bob, we didn't come here to hear you talk. So we'll do a little bit of playing. We just celebrated Thanksgiving and the harvest, and the song we're going to do next is about a harvest, but it's about a different kind of harvest than crops. It's called Bringing in the Sheaves. rigging the sheaves to bring people to Jesus. I guess you know Gospel Bob spends a lot of time at the river. This next song is about being at the river, but it's a different kind of a situation. It's called Shall We Gather at the River. They play this a lot of times when people are being baptized in the water. The last time we played here was September a year ago. That was, I guess, just around Labor Day. And since then, we see a few new faces. Well, probably shouldn't say new faces, but faces that weren't here the last time that we played. So we want to welcome those that have been here. For those of you that were here before, you might remember that the last couple times we played, we were sitting down. That's because I didn't have a handmade strap to hold my mandolin with, so now we have that. So now we can stand and play, and we're not probably as self-conscious as we used to be. Well, not Jeffrey, but me. I'm going to just have a drink now.
Okay.
The song we did a little bit ago about the radio, turn your radio on, again, wasn't necessarily your home radio. They were talking about the radio or a way to communicate and listen to God talking to you. Another way that we can communicate with God is through prayer, of course. And this song is about another home item, or whatever you want to call it, a telephone. It's called the Royal Telephone, but it's a way that you can communicate with the Lord through your prayer.
this would be him having another drink.
Yeah, because my excuse for today, if it doesn't go well, is I have a slight cold. Not a really bad cold, but just a slight. Just enough to make it an excuse. Okay. Another way that we can communicate with one another is by sending your cards and letters into the Gospel Bob Show. And if you want to do that, you send them into Box 7, 2783 Highway 61 in Montrose. That's the Gospel Bob Show. You can send in your requests, and as you can tell, we're kind of simulating the radio show here. We'd like to send this next song out to some friends and neighbors of ours in Boyertown, Pennsylvania. It goes out to Ron and Laura Weller and to Jeannie Shockley. The Wellers live right next door to the Boyertown Casket Company. You probably, maybe have heard of the Boyertown Casket Company. This talks about one of our friends, that's probably our best friend, would be the Lord. And it's called No Not One. That's if I could figure out which key we're doing. About three churches. I don't know if you folks heard that story or not. There's three churches on a certain street corner in a certain town, and the first church was singing a hymn called "Will There Be Any Stars in My Crown Tonight?" Right? And the next church across the street was singing "No Not One, No Not One," and the third church was singing "That'll Be Glory for Me." So I don't know what that means. Okay, the next song we're going to do is in G. This one down here. It's called I'll Fly Away.